Welcome to Aesthetic TV. I'm Stuart Brazell, and we're here in beautiful South Pasadena at the offices of Dr. John Shieh. Dr. Shieh, thank you so much for joining us today.
We're happy to have you, Stuart. Thanks for coming by.
Now, I understand that you're so well known for your work in anti-aging and aesthetic medicine. Can you tell me a little bit about your practice and how you got started?
As you mentioned, I started in anti-aging medicine, and that was all about helping people to take their health to a new level. Help take what you have and make it better, and then maintain that. So we love doing that. Then people started coming to us asking about things for their skin, and recognizing skin as a very important organ, just as vital as any of our other organs. We wanted people to help them keep it fit and make it better and make it last a long time. And a lot of these things were viewed as cosmetic by the medical field. So I had to start looking at things for the patients. And with the advent of new lasers and non-invasive treatments, the field started really expanding and exploding. So we're one of the first to start working with a lot of new technologies. We help with...
That's exciting.
Yes, it was great. We help with FDA trials with different technologies, from skin rejuvenation to body shaping, again focusing on things that were not as invasive.
Now, Dr. Shieh, you just mentioned all these new technologies and how important they've been in your practice, specifically lasers. I'd like to ask you about one today, the Lutronic Spectra, and how you use that in your practice.
Well, the Lutronic Spectra has been a great addition to the practice. We just added it earlier this year. And we love it because it is so versatile. It's kind of like the practice in a box. It has so many indications, and it does them all so well. It has to do with the technology behind it. It is the latest and most advanced now with the Q-switched 1064. I know this is some
high tech.
But it delivers energy in a much more efficient way and more even way than other lasers used to. We call it top hat profile. Just a beam of energy used to have a hot spot in the middle, but now the beam is very even in the energy profile. So this is kind of a really big breakthrough to help us accomplish those skin rejuvenation needs. The Spectra is able to do a nice laser toning effect. And when we say laser toning, we're talking about skin rejuvenation, where the skin starts to have that healthy glow again.
We're all looking for that glow.
Exactly. And starting to reduce the sunspots, the age spots that we see on the skin, all without downtime. Other lasers in the past might have been able to help reduce discolorations on the skin, but they would cause a week or two of crusting or dark spots that were difficult to hide with makeup, and so women would be very self-conscious about it. But with the Spectra treatment, we don't have that downtime. So it's perfect for people who are very busy, who have to be in public or in front of people all the time. And so that's why we love it, and our patients are taking it really well, and they really love using it. We also see that the Spectra is able to answer other needs, such as tattoo removal. So tattoo removal has been evolving over the past decade. Some of the early lasers left a lot of scarring, and sometimes...
And it was very painful.
And extremely painful, and it would leave behind certain pigments. It couldn't get rid of different colors. It wasn't very efficient. The Spectra actually uses 4 different wavelengths, or that means 4 different laser energies to target different types of colors of the tattoo, whether it's black, green, yellow, purple, any of those difficult colors that used to cause a lot of problems. Now we can actually treat them with the Spectra. So in the same machine, we're able to do our skin rejuvenation, we're able to remove tattoos. It's able to actually help scarring and texture issues of the skin. As a physician, we love to try to help with all the different types of problems. So people who have acne scarring, now we have something that
can be a huge source of embarrassment as well. Really, for your confidence. It's
something you carry on from, maybe it was your childhood, teenage years, sometimes it's just adult acne, and people want to improve that. And so the Spectra is able to help with texture, pore size, just the overall firming and tone of the skin. Just everything that we see as an aging issue, we're able to start to improve with the Spectra. One of the biggest problems that we've seen with the aesthetic field and skin rejuvenation has been a condition called melasma. Now, melasma typically is with women, but some men even have this. But it has to do with hormonal shifts and changes in the body. Sometimes they think it's estrogen and progesterone. And so women that have been pregnant or are taking birth control or undergoing fertility treatment or just going through a lot of stress sometimes develop this symmetrical type of pigment, a mask on their face. Sometimes it's just like a mustache, sometimes it's just spots on their cheeks or their forehead. And this melasma problem has been so frustrating for people over the past many years and decades that some people have given up. Some people have come out and said there's nothing we can do with it. But the FDA this year has approved the Spectra for melasma reduction. It is the only laser that is approved for the reduction of melasma. And to me, and reading the studies, it's actually clearing the melasma, the abnormal
That's
cells.
so exciting.
It's
I have friends that
extremely-
have had melasma, and it's a terrible experience for them.
You're just hiding behind makeup all the time, and it's a silent suffering and that you're hiding.
No, you don't want to leave the house without makeup, and sometimes you just need to go.
Yeah, it can be quite horrible. And it's not just a sunspot that you can laser off. So other technologies that would try to burn off melasma would only worsen the problem. And so that's why it's been something that we've been praying for a solution, and it is that miracle that has come out now. It actually causes the cells, the melanocytes that are abnormal from the melasma, to actually regress to a normal state. And studies with three-dimensional electron microscopy looking at these melanocytes, these abnormal cells, show that with the Spectra treatment, with their Q-switched top hat energy profile, is able to cause these abnormal melanocytes to regress back to a normal structure. And that's why it's getting better. They're not just trying to fade it with a bleaching cream. It is actually regressing the abnormal cells to a normal state.
You're getting your skin back.
That is exactly what we always want to do in our practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we call it Rejuva You because we want to rejuvenate you, and that includes fixing your problems like melasma, helping to regress those things to a normal state. So really, it is probably one of the biggest breakthroughs in the past decade in aesthetic medicine is the Spectra being FDA approved for melasma.
And what's the experience like getting a Spectra treatment? Is it painful? Do you not know it's there?
It feels like little popping sensations, little snappings. It's significantly more comfortable than other laser treatments that we offer in the practice. So especially somebody who's looking for something that's easy to tolerate.
That would be me.
Very
That's
simple,
great news.
Almost no need for topical anesthetic, and having no downtime, we would turn to the Spectra. And that's why we see it as probably one of the biggest breakthroughs for us. It's brought in a lot more patients for our practice, and people are receiving it very, very well.
Now, I understand we have a special patient of yours here today, Carrie Kasem. Now, she, of course, you know the last name Kasem, so she's someone that's in the public eye, and, you know, she wants to feel and look great.
Exactly. Her father was Casey Kasem, the American Top 40, and Carrie has followed in his footsteps. And so she's seen on TV, MTV Asia, has her own radio shows, and she's always in the public eye. And that's where your skin and your appearance really matter a lot.
So important.
Exactly. And so without having to wear a lot of makeup, Carrie just looks amazing, and we'll see how she looks today. She loves the Spectra treatment because of her melasma issues, and she's now cleared her melasma, and we'll see her and her before after pictures.
I'm excited to talk to her. Let's go meet Carrie.
Okay, great.
So Carrie, it's so great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So I would love to hear about your treatments with Dr. Shieh and the Lutronic Spectra.
Okay, well, I have to say that I am in awe of this machine. I have tried every kind of laser. First, I thought I had sunspots on my face. And he knows this, I would put baby oil on my face and lay out on my mother's roof when I was a kid. And I was just,
We're not supposed to do that.
I know. So I had all these, lines and spots, and so I was using all these different kinds of lasers to get rid of that. But after a while, the brown spots kept coming back, and they got worse. And I said, Dr. Shieh, I actually thought I was scarred by one laser. I'm like, look, there's something wrong here. It's just brown. It won't go away. And he said, well, you have melasma. I said, what? He said, you have melasma. It's basically hormonal, and women get it sometimes with pregnancy. You can get the pregnancy mask. I'm like, but I haven't been pregnant. What's going on? So he said, we got to try this. The machine's coming in, and you've got to try it. So I was so excited. I went in for almost 10 weeks, and I can't tell you how much this thing has changed my life. I used to have to wear so much makeup. I was embarrassed with my spots. I had, the dark spots here. I had spots coming in here, down in here, and then a spot here. And I mean, you can see this. I have makeup on.
Her skin is flawless.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
It's transformed so much since we first started seeing you, And it was all because of the melasma that was your problem, and the Spectra helped us get there.
And now I don't have to use those other lasers. I know that's bad, I'm sorry, but I don't. And I get constant compliments on my skin. I've never had that before. I don't wear makeup. What'd you do to your skin? What are you doing? And I love that. I feel I have more self-confidence. I feel great.
So what were the treatments like? How often would you come in?
Once a week. And they'd ask me, do you want to numb? You know, they can put like a numbing cream on you, and it doesn't hurt. You don't really feel it. It kind of almost tickles. It feels really, really good.
It's relaxing.
It is, and you can do it with the carbon. You know, it makes you kind of look like you have this dark mud on your face, and the carbon is great because it sounds like popcorn popping on your face, but it takes off this like the dead skin. So not only are you getting rid of the dark spots, you walk out of there like you've had a what are the dermabrasion?
Like a microdermabrasion?
Yeah. And your skin is shining and it looks beautiful and youthful and young.
So Dr. Shieh, talk to me about working with Carrie.
Well, when Carrie came into us, we'd been doing a lot of skin rejuvenation for her, and it really did help. It helped her a lot, except the melasma kept coming back, and we had explained to her what it was, and that it was a very difficult, frustrating thing. But then the FDA approved the Spectra for melasma, and we knew what it could do. So we introduced Carrie to it and started doing the melasma laser toning treatment for her. And it is a treatment that is done once a week for around 10 treatments. So it is a weekly thing, but within 2.5 months, you can see significant improvements, and you start seeing it pretty quickly, right?
And there's no downtime, and I do a lot.
So you were in and out?
I was in and out, but also you're in, and when you're out, your skin looks phenomenal. There's no downtime. You don't have to wait a day.
You're not walking out with a hood on.
Right, exactly. And I do a lot of television and a lot of photo shoots, and I was worried. I'm like, oh gosh, once a week, I'm gonna have a problem. But not only is there no downtime, it takes about 15 minutes for the entire treatment.
That's so fast.
So I'm on air. I know I have a 2-hour break before I start my next show. I literally drive over here, get my my Spectra done, and drive back, and I'm back to work. It's that quick. So it really is. It's fast, no downtime, and my face looks phenomenal.
Yeah, and the clearance of it can be pretty long term because it's not just a temporary cosmetic change to the skin. It really is a transformation of your abnormal cells to a normal state. And so as long as she stays healthy inside, that melasma can stay gone for quite a long time.
Well, Carrie, thank you so much for sharing your story. It's always so nice to kind of put a face with something and really get to hear about you. And congrats on the success. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was so lovely to meet Carrie.
Yeah, it was. We love it every time she comes to visit.
Now, it was nice to hear because she's used other lasers. Have you used other laser systems as well?
Well, definitely. The practice started out with, in the past 10 years, using different types of lasers that were non-invasive and minimally invasive, and they've been great for us, and they've helped grow our practice significantly. But with the Spectra, it has filled in a niche that people really wanted to see. It really is what we've been looking for.
So with this positive response, have you noticed an increase in patients in your practice?
Well, definitely. Just being able to treat some of these other problems, such as different colors of tattoos, trying to reduce melasma and actually having an answer for that has been tremendous for us. And also just having a non-invasive way of making the skin more beautiful, more glowing, and not an artificial lasered altered appearance. It actually is just making the skin healthier and younger.
Yeah, it sounds you're just naturally refreshed.
That's what it is. It's just rejuvenating you.
Now, is this something that you would recommend to other physicians?
It's something great to add to your practice because there are going to be certain indications that might be missing from a typical aesthetic practice, whether you need to add something for your tattoos and definitely for melasma, which is so prevalent out there. It's probably more common than we actually think because a lot of people are just hiding and hiding from it. So definitely physicians should add this to their practice because it's easy to use. It is very quick to use. Patients receive it very well. You usually don't have to use any type of topical anesthetic, and so it's a quick, satisfying, painless type of procedure. and would increase patient volume, increase revenue, and just an excellent thing to add.
It sounds like a win-win for both patients and doctors, and the time element is huge.
That is true. And those things you just mentioned, patients, doctor, time element, profitability, all those things are key to the success of any type of aesthetic practice. And in this competitive environment right now, we need something like the Spectra.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with me today.
Oh, you're welcome. We really enjoyed having you, Stuart.
I love learning all about the Lutronic Spectra
Yeah,
and talking about it.
I love this stuff, and the Spectra.
It shows.
The Spectra really just helped enhance that.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Well, if you at home would like to learn more about the Lutronic Spectra and where you can find it, you can go to aesthetichtv.com. And if you're a doctor, go to lutronic.com. Thanks.